In Emberglade Palace Gardens, Princess Laura practices archery with fiery intensity, her spirit undeterred. The arrow finds its mark, a satisfying thwack as it pierces the bullseye. Exhausted soldiers watch, their fatigue a stark contrast to Laura's vigor. Aunt Stella smiles, pride in her eyes. Laura's triumphant cry rings out, challenging all. Ha! Who's next? Sunlight floods the Emberglade training room as Laura and Aunt Stella begin their dance of steel, dust motes swirling in the golden light. Laura's sword clashes against Stella's, a metallic echo resonating through the hall as youthful defiance meets seasoned skill. One day, I'll defeat you, Laura declares, her eyes blazing with determination as she presses her attack. Stella smiles, deflecting the blow. Can't wait. You'll be my successor one day, she replies, pride warming her gaze. Before the vault's massive door, Laura pauses, a deep breath preceding her bold move. Inside, the Emberglade gem pulses with soft light, immediately seizing Laura's attention. The gem's allure hangs heavy as she approaches, drawn by its mysterious power. A soft, almost playful decision escapes her lips. I wish to be strongest in all the world. Guess I'll just settle for good luck, she adds, a wry smile hinting at her true intent. Laura awakens abruptly, the silence of her chamber shattered by distant, hurried footsteps echoing through Emberglade Palace. Unease settles over her as she rises in the darkness, pulling the silken covers tightly around herself. The palace is hushed, but the distant sound of panicked voices hints at unseen turmoil. Shadows dance on the walls, amplifying the feeling of vulnerability and impending dread. The air is heavy with unspoken fears, as if the palace itself holds its breath in anticipation. A faint, desperate voice cries out in the distance. How can something like this happen? In the gem vault, Laura's sharp eyes dart across the pristine scene, seeking any sign of forced entry. The gem is missing. Reinforced steel gleams, untouched. Laser defenses stand silent, unbroken. Every corner, whispers of undisturbed perfection. Yet, the emptiness screams of a daring theft. Laura's gaze drops, drawn by an anomaly. A small, golden button, almost hidden in plain sight. A dagger symbol, etched into the button's surface, hints at a hidden mechanism, a secret passage. Laura's curiosity is piqued. What's this? She murmurs, her fingers reaching for the unknown. Inside the war room, the king slams his fist on the table, maps and figurines rattling with the force. Laura, eyes wide with determination, pleads, Father, let me help. I know these lands. The king's face hardens. No, Laura, it's too dangerous. Aunt Stella paces, her voice laced with concern. No sign of the thief. This robbery is too clean. Stella commands attention at the war room's head, a holographic map glowing with strategic possibilities before the Emberglade Council. Laura listens intently, her face a mask of thoughtful consideration among the assembled council members. Stella gestures emphatically, her voice ringing with authority as she addresses the critical situation at hand. I've got some vague intel that there's some dangerous group there, Stella warns, her words hanging heavy in the air. Unseen, Laura's fingers clench around a concealed golden button, a secret action betraying hidden intentions. The fate of Emberglade hangs in the balance as unseen forces gather, threatening to disrupt the council's fragile peace. Sunlight floods the Emberglade training room, illuminating Laura and Stella, determination and concern etched on their faces. Laura stands firm, her gaze locked on Stella, a silent plea for trust in her eyes. Let me handle this, Laura declares, her voice resolute despite the weight of the task ahead. Stella observes Laura, weighing the risks, a flicker of doubt crossing her seasoned features. Agreed, Stella replies, her voice firm, acknowledging Laura's request with a stern nod. But I require a good soldier and a spy, Stella adds, her words a stark reminder of the mission's dual demands. Laura, centered in the training room, is bathed in sweat, a testament to her relentless training. She flows with newfound confidence, becoming one with the shadows as she hones her disguise techniques. Her fingers dance across a complex lock, each click a step closer to mastery. Ancient texts lay open before her, their secrets slowly yielding to her sharp gaze. With unwavering focus, she deciphers hidden clues, unlocking mysteries long forgotten. Each movement, each solved puzzle, reinforces her resolve in the Emberglade Palace. Laura, disguised as a commoner, steals away from the kingdom, her heart pounding with each step into the unknown. Her fingers tighten around a golden button, a tangible link to the secrets she now carries. A nervous glance back betrays her fear, but determination hardens her gaze forward. Whispering to herself, Laura voices her hope. This button may be related to the Dagger group Aunt mentioned. The vast Emberglade stretches before her, a daunting path filled with uncertainty and veiled threats. With newfound resolve, she plunges into the wilderness, the fate of the kingdom resting on her shoulders. Laura arrives at Grimsgrove, where despair smothers the streets and hollow-eyed figures shuffle through the day. Tattered clothes hang loosely on gaunt frames, each resident a shadow of their former self. A large, burly man, etched with desperation, brazenly snatches apples from a stall. The fruit stall owner, frail and fearful, watches powerlessly as his meager goods are stolen. The air hangs thick with unspoken misery, a silent testament to Grimsgrove's crushing fate. Laura sprints down the cobblestone street, her boots a blur against the ancient stones. With a burst of speed, she tackles the thief, sending apples flying in all directions. The thief sprawls on the ground, momentarily stunned by the sudden impact. "Hey, don't go stealing apples," Laura shouts, her voice echoing through the square. Her eyes narrow, catching a glimpse of something unexpected amidst the chaos. That's a dagger symbol on his boot, she realizes, a chilling revelation. Laura moves like a shadow through Grimsgrove's winding streets, her target a thief disappearing around the corner. Cobblestones echo faintly under her careful steps. Unaware, the thief heads toward a dilapidated building hidden in a dark alley. Laura strains to listen, a whisper against the crumbling wall. Laura strains to listen, pressing herself against the crumbling wall. In the dimly lit hideout, shadows flicker as Laura advances, triumph gleaming in her eyes. Her gaze sweeps down, fixating on the ornate dagger-shaped buttons adorning their boots. A confident smile plays on her lips as she calls out, "Ha ha! I found you!" The challenge hangs in the air, a declaration of victory echoing through the hideout. In the shadowy hideout of Dagger Royale, Angus, a leader etched with experience, scrutinizes Laura. Laura faces Angus's intense gaze, her confidence a shield against the dim, secretive atmosphere. A flicker of curiosity dances in Angus's eyes as Laura's sharp insights fill the room. Laura's knowledge and skill impress Angus, her words painting vivid pictures in the tense air. Angus leans forward, his decision forming. The Dagger Royale's fate hangs in the balance. "My name's Angus, and I welcome you to the Dagger Royale," he declares, sealing Laura's destiny. Weeks later, inside the rough hideout, Laura blends in, her royal past now veiled. Sword gleaming, Laura demonstrates a precise maneuver, her refined training a stark contrast. The thieves mimic her, their movements clumsy yet earnest. In the dim light of their hideout, Laura watches, her expression thoughtful, absorbing their stories amidst the grim reality. A silent understanding passes between Laura and the thieves, forging a bond. In the heart of Grimsgrove, Laura finds herself entwined with the unlikeliest of allies. In the dimly lit hideout, dust motes swirl around Laura and Angus, the silence heavy with unspoken accusations and distrust. Laura's piercing gaze locks onto Angus, the question hanging in the air like a challenge. "What about the Emberglade jewel heist, Angus?" Angus shifts, his eyes flickering with a mix of guilt and defiance, a subtle betrayal betraying his composure. His voice tight, defensive. He retorts, "What about it?" The air thickens, the stage set for a confrontation as secrets threaten to unravel in the heart of the Dagger Royale hideout. In Grimsgrove's dimly lit streets, Laura stealthily shadows Angus, her figure blending with the night. Angus halts near a dark alley, his silhouette framed by the narrow passage. Laura strains to hear, the air thick with anticipation and unspoken danger. A shadowy figure emerges, their hushed tones weaving a web of intrigue. The jewel must be made to work, the shadowy figure whispers, their words hanging in the night. Laura strides through Grimsgrove's bustling streets, her gaze sweeping across the lively crowd. A palace maid hurries by, a pair of golden-buttoned boots clutched tightly in her hands. Recognition sparks in Laura's eyes as she spots the distinctive boots. Laura's voice rings out, cutting through the noise. "Excuse me, hold up!" Prince Mortimer storms into Grimsgrove Palace, his face a mask of fury, the courtyard amplifying his rage. His berating words lash out at a trembling maid, each syllable a cruel strike to her spirit. "And I'm not disposing of my boots. Not yet, at least." Prince Mortimer sneers, his tone dripping with disdain. From the shadows, Laura watches, her eyes widening in horror at the prince's shocking display of cruelty. The scene unfolds, painting a vivid portrait of tyranny and fear within the palace walls. Dust motes swirl in the dim hideout as Laura faces Angus and his crew, the air thick with unspoken threats. Laura's voice cuts through the tension. "Mortimer plans to betray you all," she warns, her gaze unwavering. A collective murmur ripples through the thieves, disbelief warring with suspicion in their eyes. Laura's next words drop like a stone. "And there's something else. I'm not who you think I am." Tension hangs thick in the hideout. Thieves huddle in whispers, distrust clouding the air. Laura stands firm, her sharp eyes cutting through the unease as she commands attention. "We stage a fake heist. Expose him," Laura declares, her voice ringing with determination. A reluctant murmur spreads through the room, a fragile agreement forming in the shadows. Shadows waltz in Grimsgrove Palace as Laura, cloaked in resolve, leads thieves through twisting halls, each step measured and silent. The team arrives at a grand chamber, where Mortimer, an imposing figure, stands under the eerie glow of a candelabra. Laura steps forward, her voice echoing in the vast hall. "I'm Laura, Princess of Emberglade." Her gaze pierces through the shadows. "I've come to retrieve something you've stolen," she declares, her words hanging heavy in the air. Shadows writhe in Grimsgrove Palace as thieves emerge into torchlight, their movements cautious, anticipation hanging in the air. Mortimer greets them with a sneer, his eyes gleaming with disdain as they present their prize. A thief holds aloft a glittering jewel, its facets catching the light in a dazzling display. Mortimer's hollow laughter echoes, shattering the illusion as he declares, "You are all disposable." With a flourish, Mortimer reveals the jewel is a fake, a cruel twist in his elaborate game. A hidden gem pulses with ethereal light, bathing the opulent hall in an otherworldly glow. Shadows dance in the grand hall of Grimsgrove Palace, where Laura clenches her fists, her gaze hardening with fierce resolve. Laura wishes for the power to defeat Mortimer, echoes in her mind, fueling her determination. Emboldened by Laura's actions, the thieves move with newfound strength and purpose. With cunning and agility, Laura corners the prince, the culmination of her efforts drawing near.